What up? What's good, people? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all of this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Ariela Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Give me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Hello, y'all. Hello. What's going on, people? What is up? I feel like this is on backwards. Hold on, let me adjust to make sure I got this right over here. Get this right. Okay. Chicken, get your chicken here. Chicken, get your chicken here. All right, I think that might be right. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's better. All right, boom. Beautiful. Boom. Beautiful. What's going on, people? What is up? Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27, and I am here to give you all of the news and stories and stuff that happened today while you were at work. Some of y'all might still be at work. So we will update you on what's been going on while you been down to the to the people's place of employment. We're gonna do it like only we can. We're gonna have a good time with it. We're gonna do what we do and get up off of here and be done with it. Programming note: it's one of my travel weekends. So after today, I'll be back on Monday. I'll try to give you a manic Monday on Monday. That's the goal. The goal is to hopefully have a manic Monday on Monday. That's the plan. But I will be out this weekend. I have to go travel and do stuff. Nevertheless, we are here. to do what we do today, and we're gonna have a great time at doing it today. And then, do what you're supposed to do, though. I'm handling my part. You do your part. Press the like button, share the video out, do all of the things that wonderful pupils know to do, and we'll be good. Let me say hey to y'all, and we're gonna just go ahead and get started. We do not have time to play around. The dossier is so packed today. It's so much news, so much going on today. I don't have time to tarry. I gotta get to it and all of that good stuff and get up out, get in and get out. Okay. Anyway, so let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll be done with it. The Informed, you are first. Hey, hello, sir. I'm glad you're here. Well, that's an old man. That's like from 2 hours ago. The Informed. You are the first one in the chat, though. Yes. Hey, Tanya Boo. Hey, Brown Mama. She said, hey, I'm sure I might not be checking on the storm. Has my electricity flickering in and out. Oh, okay. We'll get to Lil Nas X. We sure gonna get to it. Be safe over there, Brown Mama. Hey, Tanya McNeil. DPG is here. Crazy Homebody Girl is here today. She said, I am not gonna be late today. I'm here on time today. Okay. On time. We got Universal God is here. Sock by Say, my love. Uncle Jay is here. Uncle Jay, y'all good over there in North Carolina? Give us a status update on how y'all doing up there in North Carolina. Hey, Miss Kiki, what's going on? Montrez, what's good, bruh? Harold! Hey. Hey to the goddamn hey, Harold. What's going on, sir? Hey, honey. What's going on? Miss Shorty B, how are you? Jeannie, hey, friend. Hey, friend. Cookie. Hey, Volvo. Hey, Cookie. Dimitri, are you all right over there, my love? Dimitri, I told you I'm trying to plan out my trip, my games that I'm gonna go to, and I want to plan. Me and my friends, we were talking about maybe doing 2 games in Alabama. I definitely think I want to go to the Alabama State versus Alabama A&M game, but does Alabama State play Jackson State in Alabama this year or in Mississippi this year? Let me know, Demetria, because I think I want to go to that. We think we want to go to that game too. Tracy W is in the building. Why do you hate it here, Harold? Why do you hate it here? Hey, Candace F. The airport gets to really. That's what we're doing, Harold. Is that really what we're doing? I've been over here cranking out lives and videos day after day after day for weeks now, Harold, with no trips. You just been skipping my class. Anyway, hey, Faye. Hey, Lady D, what's going on? Felicia, I'm so glad to see you. Dossier is packed, honey. It is packed. Now look at here. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Paul, can you tell Trade I said hi too? Okay, just roll over and tell Trade I said hi, okay? Hey, C Golden, what's going on? Crazy Homebody Girl said, eyes tired, but eyes here. Terrence, what's good, bruh? All right, yeah, and coming to us all the way from the ghetto, talking about the ghetto, none other than Chef Don Don himself with the fresh new haircut. Hey, Janae, what's going on, my love? Look at this one. Look at this one. I'm an office aide. If I miss class, it's not because I'm skipping. It's in Jackson this year. Okay, so I might have to pick it up because we said we're going to try to go to 2 games in Alabama, but I'm definitely going to try to get to that Jackson State, Alabama State game. Okay, definitely going to try to get to that one. Hey, Brittany, Janae, what's going on, my love? I had Janice cracking up with the Spike intro, child. Well, tell her to, huddle around the computer or the phone because we getting ready to do it. Y'all go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. And let me know y'all ready to get this party started. Just put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you're ready to get this party started. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Oh, chat. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers. You ready, Larry? All right, I'm ready to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave. His only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! How would somebody help me?
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start off not there. Dear God, let me not do that. Let me remove you, sir. Sir. We start off like we're supposed to start off. Lord. We start off today down to the district again. We start off down to the district again. Hey, Butterfly, what's going on, boo? So, hey, Terry, what's going on, Terry, my love? We're starting off in the district. So, what's going on in the district? Now, I don't want to alarm anybody. I'm not telling y'all to make any preparations or anything like that. I ain't telling you what to do. However, a little birdie told me that y'all's president has agreed to patrol the DC streets. He'll be on the ground patrolling the DC streets with police and National Guard troops. President Donald John said he plans to go out on patrol with the Metropolitan Police Department and National Guard troops around Washington, D.C. tonight, Thursday night, tonight, amid a federal crackdown on crime. He said when on a conservative talk show today, he said, quote, I'm going to be going out tonight. I think with the police and with the military, of course. So we're going to do a job. The National Guard is great. They've done a fantastic job. End of quote. He say he outside. He outside, ho. He outside. He outside, ho. I'm not telling y'all to go greet him when he goes out there. I'm just telling you that the man said he outside. He outside, ho. Hey, Karen D. I ain't telling y'all what to do, okay? Hey, Tamara. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I could not be held responsible. Hey, Cymera. He say he outside. He outside, ho. He outside. My question is this, sir. How can you truly call it patrolling when if you go down any streets, They have to block off the streets, and they have to stop anybody from going onto those streets while you're there. What are we talking about? What is this foolishness? Child, like, I'm telling you, this shit is just, this is just not life. This could not. Jesus God, this could not be life. But go ahead. Go ahead, sir. He said we outside. We outside, ho. We outside. I mean, Jesus God. He is got Secret Service working overtime. That's what he said, Tanya. He said, meet me outside. Although I'm going to have a whole army of people around me, but meet me outside. I mean, you got to break through, dozens of police and army and military and Secret Service. You got to get through all of those people, but still meet me outside. Exactly, Terry. He's going to say, look at how clear the streets are. Sir, you do realize they had to literally clear out the streets in order for you to come down these streets, right? But he's going to be over there touting with having, cameras in his face and microphones in his face. Look at what I've done. Look how clear the streets are. Look what the military has, the National Guard has done. There's no more crime. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Like, I just cannot. Hey, Tarshell. We glad you're here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. But here we are. Right. Just ridiculous. He gonna go half a block down the street, maybe a full block, and then be like, oh, okay, I did. I cannot. But it's happening tonight. I'm sure it'll be on all of the mainstream legacy media outlets. I'm sure they'll have it all up there. Hey, Complex 613. Child, just a mess. Just a damn mess. Child. In more DC news, because it doesn't get better. Now, it may take Terrence to break this down even further, or my fellow military people to break this down. But according to sources, military attorneys will be working alongside federal prosecutors in Washington, D.C., taking on civilian cases as your president ramps up the takeover of local law enforcement in the nation's capital. 20 members of the JAG, that's the Judge Advocate General Corps, will be detailed to the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C., and that's according to a spokesperson. That Janine Pirro, the new former Fox News show host, and now U.S. Attorney for D.C., said in a statement, quote, the assignment of 20 JAGs to my office is further proof of President Trump's commitment to fighting and reducing crime in the district, end of quote. It's an unusual role for military attorneys who typically represent the armed forces as well as soldiers in legal disputes. The U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. is also, unlike other officers, prosecuting not only federal crimes, but also criminal matters that come before the D.C. Superior Court. They're saying that this suggests that this administration needs to bolster the Justice Department workforce amid a surge of focus on D.C., as well as widespread firings and resignations that have left the department understaffed. JAG officers are not equipped to be trying civilian criminal cases. I'm just going to be honest with you. I need to put that on the shirt. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Hey, Jay Parrish. Hey, the state of being. That's the point that I'm making. They have turned Washington, D.C. into a police state. This is their attempt to unify all of their control. Okay? I hope that y'all are seeing what's happening. This is their attempt to turn Washington, D.C. into a police state. Now, y'all are out here asking the Justice Department to do all of this extra stuff that's not within the parameters of what the Justice Department does. Meanwhile, just a few months ago, you fired half the damn Justice Department. You forgot that part, right? Because you and your Doge people and Elon and shit said you didn't need nobody. Y'all was cutting waste and helping out with a government efficiency, right? And now you ain't got enough people down to the Justice Department to do this, and so now you have JAG out there. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. This is not going to end well. Again, this is a power grab. This is the attempt by this administration to exert unilateral control over all parts of government. Federal, state, municipal. Now, last time I checked, Republican Party, aren't you all the same ones that for decades and decades and decades now have been screaming about less federal government control and more state control? Yet you're so willing to throw that out of the window to bow at the throne of your God King, right? You're so willing to go straight hashtag Bohica and give up all of your ideals, Republican ideals, right? So that you can, serve your God King. I told y'all we're in the middle of an authoritarian dictatorship. We're here. We're not on our way. We are here. We're here. Moving on. So Texas went through with voting on their redistricting map. There were some passionate speeches that were given on the Texas state legislative floor. One that's making its rounds is one by Texas State Representative Ann Johnson, who gave a rousing speech before the vote happened. Here was her speech.
This is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can to take this coalition of diversity and stand up at the mic and say, why are we doing this? Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side. To be honest with you, I haven't talked to the lawyers to be bringing this before it. Because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party, because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head, because I'm going to give you a moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey, boys, I need you to steal me almost 12,000 votes. To those men credit, they said, no, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said. In a few minutes, we're going to find out what y'all say. Vote no on this bill.
She was out there and said it with her full chest and was here for it. Was here for all of it. Now, I'm going to put in the chat the link to a wonderful article from The Guardian that really breaks down, it does a great job of breaking down the how this gerrymandering takes place. It breaks down visually where you can actually see a map, and it's color coded, and you can really and they really do a great job of breaking down what these new districts mean and how they really do hurt the Democratic party within Texas. As you can see here, the new proposed map will, garner 5 extra seats for the Republicans. Get them 5 solid, and when I say 5 extra seats, 5 solid seats. 5 solid seats. 3 seats that were solid Democrat, and then 2 seats that one was leaning Republican, but can go blue, and then one that was really a toss up. So that is the kind of energy we need for more allies. But if you live in the great state of Texas, I really recommend click that link. Click that link, because that link gives you a lot of great information about the breakdown. It does a breakdown of the Austin, San Antonio area and what that map looks like. It does a breakdown of the Dallas Fort Worth metropolis, and it includes Fort Worth, Arlington, Dallas, Plano, and all of that area there. It also does a breakdown of course, as you can probably imagine, the Houston area, so that you can see that. So I really recommend that you go do that. We knew that this was going to happen. We are not surprised. That we knew that once they gave these people quorum, there was nothing that they could do. It really was nothing that they could. Once they got their quorum that they needed, it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. But here we are. Well, so now Governor Gavin Newsom said, okay, play pussy and get fucked if you want to. Think it's a game. Think it's a game. Well, here's the update on California, because y'all thought it was a game. Y'all thought it was a goddamn game. Y'all thought it was a motherfucking game. Gavin Newsom said, okay, we're here for it. So the California Supreme Court yesterday rejected a petition filed by state Republican legislators that were seeking to halt Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to redistrict California's congressional map, right? Well, California Supreme Court said, nice try. Nah, bruh, this is going through. Sorry. In their brief in their brief order that they posted to the docket, they said, quote, petitioners have failed to meet their burden of establishing a basis for relief at this time under California Constitution, Article 4, Section 8, end of quote. So the California Supreme Court said, Governor Newsom, California legislator, you're free to go forward with your plans to do your own redistricting. And when that happened yesterday, that gave way for today. What happened today? I'm glad you asked. California's Democratic legislature did vote today. Did. Sure did. They surely did vote today. So what happened in California was you had the first you had your first step in redistricting. California, they worked through a series of votes on a plan that would allow them to temporarily redraw the state's congressional maps. That's if the voters approve. The proposal would likely net the Democratic Party 5 extra seats, which would basically counter everything that was just done in Texas, and also remove 5 Republican seats from California. So here we are. But the California Assembly passed all 3 redistricting bills that will ask voters to set aside the state's current congressional maps for new ones. It's an effort aimed at netting Democrats an additional 5 seats in the U.S. House, matching those created by Republicans for Republicans by new maps that were working their way through the legislative approval process in Texas. Here's what the bills do. One bill details what the new maps look like. Another bill proposes a constitutional amendment, Proposition 50, that will put the maps in place in California during the 2026, 2028, and 2030 elections. The third bill calls for and funds a November 4th special election for Californians to vote on the amendment. Both the California Assembly and the California State Senate have passed the bills have passed the first bill, which described the new congressional maps. And the other 2 parts of the bill as well. So it's headed to the governor's desk for his signature. The first bill made it through. Let me take that back. Let me clear this up. The first bill that describes the map has already made it through both chambers. It made it through the California Assembly, made it through the California Senate. That's going to Gavin Newsom's desk for signage. The other 2, the one on Prop 50 that will put it on the ballot in that would make a constitutional amendment saying that those maps would be for 26, 28, and 30. That just is waiting to get to the Senate so the Senate can pass it, which they will. And then the third one, which would have a special election on November 4th to vote on the amendments, that would that needs to go to the Senate as well, and that'll pass. They're just waiting. They're just doing some procedural things, so both are expected to pass and make it to Gavin Newsom's desk. Hey, Sharice. Speaking of California, there's my Cali girl. You said that's the act. Go ahead, Gap. I ain't even mad about it. Ain't not mad about it. Where you at, Illinois? Where you at, Illinois? Y'all next. Hey, Catherine Powell. Hey, L. Sid. Hey, Ravine. Where you at, New York? Now, New York, you might need to have somebody help you with y'all maps because we know how y'all do with maps, New York. Just get somebody to help y'all. But where you at, New York? Hey, Lock Queen. Where you at, Massachusetts? Hey, Gabby. So, well, the California is going to have a special election in November so that the amendment can pass, and that will once they have that special election and the voters approve the amendment, then that means that it immediately goes into place and it will be in effect for 2026, 2028, and 2030, those new congressional maps. Hey, say Vaughn. Hey, Aquarius Goddess. Oh, Gavin for the last couple weeks has been with the shits, and I'm here for it. Somebody got to get the party started. Where you at, Kathy Hochul in New York? Where you at, JB Pritzker in Illinois? I mean, any blue state that got any red in it? Westmore, where you at? I'm sure you could gerrymander a little bit and get us a seat or two in Maryland. Let's get it. We're here now. Where you at, Oregon? Washington State? Let's get some. That I know they do. That's why I say they need help, Ravine. We can't have New York. They need some help over there. Just get a consultant or somebody, pay a firm or consultant to help you redistrict New York, because y'all be fucking shit up over there. We saw what y'all did after the 2020 census and how y'all fucked that shit up. So yeah. But we're glad to see it. We are glad to see it. In more news, I got some shit to say about this one right here. Y'all have a seat, kiddos. Kiddos, girls, guys, everything in between, dudes, dudettes, have a seat. Have a seat. Wonderful pupils. Let's break this down. So, what are we talking about here? Oh, yes, and I have the video, Cymera. We're going to watch the video. So what happened? Wesley Bell, yes, that Wesley Bell out of Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, the Wesley Bell that AIPAC funded to oust Representative Cori Bush. Yeah, that's him right there with the glasses. He had a town hall. It didn't go well. It didn't at all. Here's the video the town hall.
Let's roll. I'm going.
That was at the town hall meeting for Wesley, Democratic Representative Wesley Bell. Hey, Anthony, listen, baby, they was over there having all kinds of sugar spikes. Larry, the people need you.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Baby, they were spiking out. Now, the man that had on the green shirt, the big black man, he's Wesley Bell's private security. Get that. That's why the police, hey, Xavier, were not attacking him. The guy, the big black man that was in the green, he's Wesley Bell's private security. And he was working along with the police officers. But the way he was choking out that lady, this is what a Democratic representative is doing at their town hall, because they were upset that people had a problem with the fact that he took AIPAC money and voted to continue to send weapons over to Israel. Now, before I go in on Wesley Bell a little bit, because I got to give you a little bit Wesley Bell too, but I'm going to get to you in a second. We're going to finish with you. All of my white citizens there, the constituency of the St. Louis area, come here. Come here. We were very vocal about Wesley Bell taking money from AIPAC, right? We were here last summer. Remember, y'all, I was here last summer screaming from the rooftops. I mean, just losing my mind, coming out of my body. Y'all were here last summer. Hey, Opal. Y'all were here with me last summer when Jamal Bowman got primaried, when Cori Bush got primaried. I was here before the primary took place. Leading up to the primaries, I was screaming, New York, y'all need to go over there and vote. St. Louis, y'all need to go over there and vote. I was here. I did, El Cid. I was over here screaming. We were over here beating the drum before the primary took place. Weeks and weeks before that, we were over here saying, y'all cannot let AIPAC take over this. But y'all did it anyway. Y'all did it anyway. Y'all let AIPAC put all of that money in there. Y'all believed what they said. Y'all said, oh, well, it's okay. It's a black man, right? And you fell for the okie doke. And we told you. This wasn't like, this didn't come out of nowhere. We told you all before the primary. Don't do this, St. Louis. Don't do this, New York. We told you. We were over here screaming, get out the vote. Go out there. Please vote. Get your family, friends, vote in the primary. Vote in the primaries. You didn't, and you let AIPAC and the establishment Dems primary Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman because they were pro-Palestine. And they were a little too progressive. And in conjunction with them being too progressive, they were too black. And so you were okay. You thought it was all right. You let them get primaried. Now, Wesley Bell brought his fuck ass to Congress and went right along with AIPAC voting every chance he got to send more money over there. Every chance he got, he voted along the lines to aid Israel in their continuation of the genocide that they have going on. When Benjamin Netanyahu brought his fuck ass over, he was one of the main ones and all of this fuck shit. Now, all of a sudden, because you all realize that he's aiding and abetting and is bought, paid, and sold by special interest groups, by foreign adversaries, if you ask me, because that's all AIPAC is a foreign adversary. Now all of a sudden you want to protest. And I'm not going to stop you from protesting. Baby, get out there and protest. I am here for the protest, and I will help you protest. I ain't even tell you I won't go out there. I will go out there and protest. But while I'm protesting, while we're on our way back to the cars, and even while we're on our way there, I shall continue to remind you, y'all did this. We didn't have to be here. Y'all let this shit happen. I'm just making it clear. We did not have to be here. Didn't. This is self-inflicted wounds. You can't even blame MAGA for this. You can't. This is self-inflicted wounds from the Democratic Party. Now, Wesley Bell. Let me understand something, Wesley Bell, because we've seen the chaotic and out of control town halls that the Republican Party has. Even in all of the bedlam and pandemonium that we've seen at some of these Republican town halls where they're carrying people out, I still have not seen anything like that. The way that man snatched that woman up and choked her and stuff, the way he snatched, I have never seen that. As bad as the Republican town halls are, I have not seen what I just saw there. I have not seen what we all just witnessed in that video. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I'll pitch it back to y'all. Anybody else seen another town hall that ended like that? Again, this is not a Republican town hall. This isn't MAGA. This is a Democratic town hall. And if that Mr. Democratic representative for these yet to be United States of America, if that is how you treat your constituents, because they want to peacefully protest, the article or the story that we have coming up in a few minutes makes all the sense in the world. Because I do have a story about how the Democrats are losing. That ain't it, bruh. That ain't it. And if I'm Cori Bush, and if I'm a progressive or another progressive that wants to run in that seat, I take that video, and that's every time I need a campaign video to primary his ass, I just play that on the TV. This is Wesley Bell if you need him. That's all I do. I don't even have to say nothing. I just say, here's Wesley Bell and what he stands for. Because that right there, Democrats, is a worst case scenario. You cannot have that. Because last time I checked, the Democrats are the party of, we like people to peacefully protest. We're here for when people protest and observe their right to protest. That don't look like it. That look like y'all are choke slamming people. That look like you're allowing the police to exert themselves and exert all of the police brutality that you allege and claim you're so much against. Democratic Party, oh yes, we hate police brutality. We hate what police do to black people, especially the black man. And now we have a black man who's a representative for this area that is okay with and promoting police brutalizing the citizens and constituents in his district. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. I'm just saying. This is real. This is not something I conjured up or made up. This is real. This happened last night. I'm just saying, this happened last night. What happened to somebody? Y'all said somebody don't feel well. What happened? I must have missed what happened. I don't went back in the chat. I don't see it. Oh, Tracy said her back hurt. And Tracy, you need to go take some medicine, my love. Go get a heating pad. I know when my back started hurting, I got some good muscle relaxers and a good heating pad. Yep. Go take you a good muscle relaxer and get a heating pad. If you ain't got no muscle relaxers, take some Aleve, some Turadol. But yeah, this is a worst case scenario. That exactly, Xavier. I don't listen. Democrats, this ain't looking good. This is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. At all. Cha. In more news, got a lot of news today. I can't label on some of this stuff. So the Pentagon is recruiting civilian employees to join Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign and asking staff to sign up for deployments to immigration enforcement facilities across the United States. The Defense Department has posted a job listing requesting volunteers for civilian federal employees apply to join a quote volunteer force, end of quote, supporting ICE and Customs and Border Patrol operations. Yesterday, the department reportedly emailed civilian employees asking them to take up this opportunity. Quote, the Secretary of Defense has authorized DoD civilian employees to participate in details to the Department of Homeland Security to contribute to its operations along the southern border and its internal immigration enforcement activities, end of quote. And that's according to the email. There are roughly 950,000 civilian employees that work for the Pentagon. Let me say that again. 950,000 roughly civilian employees work for the Pentagon. Selected employees will reportedly, quote, offer critical support, end of quote, to ICE and the Border Patrol as they quote, fulfill the president's intent to ensure a safe and orderly immigration system, end of quote. A U.S. defense official confirmed the initiative, saying, quote, the Secretary of Defense memorandum signed June 1, 2025, detailing Department of Defense civilian employees to support the Department of Homeland Security allows DoD civilian employees to participate in a detail for up to 180 days, supporting the Department of Homeland Security's operations on the southern border, end of quote. The official said volunteer duties may include data entry, operational planning, support processing, and and logistical support. The job posting warns deployment locations, quote, are not negotiable and conditions could be austere, end of quote. Assignment lasts to 180 days, the U.S. Interior, and detailing means the staff keeps their salary and benefits. Here we are. Now, right now, they're asking for volunteers, right? Y'all know what's about to happen when they don't get enough volunteers. You can go ahead and fill in the blank. When they don't get enough civilian volunteers down to the DoD, you know where this is going to go. Uh-huh. I'm just telling you how this is going to go. They're asking for volunteers now, but when they don't get enough volunteers, then you're going to have to go and you won't have an option. here we are. Here the fuck we are. Just want you to be informed. In more news, now I teased this earlier. Because what we saw down to the Wesley Bell town hall is being outlined in a new report that came out. Let me read this to you. According to a new report on voter registration that records voter analysis of voter registration from 30 states, fewer Americans are registering as Democrats while Republicans are gaining voters. And that's according to a new analysis of voter registration records in 30 states. A review by several news outlets and a data firm found that Democrats lost 2.1 million registered voters across those 30 states from 2020 to 2024, while Republicans, by contrast, gained 2.4 million registered voters in those same states over the same period. Uh-huh. Yep. Democrats accounted for 34% of all new voter registrations in 2018 compared to 20% for Republicans. But by 2023 and 2024, Republicans had closed the gap and surpassed Democrats over the 6-year span. Republicans share of new registrations rose 9%, while Democrats dropped 8%. Now, the caveat that I have to give to this report is this. That report is from 2024. A lot has happened from 2024, November 5th, 2024, I should say, until now. I would really like to see what the numbers will look like by the time we get to this time next year with regard to voting. I mean, new registrations. Now, if that trend, if the trend of these numbers continue, that does not bode well for the Democrats. And let's be clear, Democrats have their lowest performance rating that they've had in decades. Hey, so Jeff, that they've had in decades right now, because everybody's looking at the Democrats and saying, why would I vote for you? You people are not built for this. You're not up for the fight. You don't seem like you have my best interest at hand. And so why am I going out here to vote for you? So while the Republican Party and Donald John's administration seems like the worst thing this side of heaven, the Democrats are not giving people anything to vote for. And that's a strategic error on their side. They're always thinking they're running opposition against MAGA and Donald John, when they're really running opposition to apathy, to the couch, to the internet and social media. That's what they're running against. I keep telling you, you're not running against MAGA. You're running against apathy and the couch and people not wanting to be bothered. Because if you don't give the people something to vote for, they're not going to get out and vote for you. They're just not. So I got to be measured in how this looks for the Democratic Party. Certainly what we just saw on video happening at a Democratic representatives town hall does not bode well for the Democratic Party. It doesn't. Does not bode well at all. You ain't helping your cause. You ain't helping your own cause. They do. They do. They're not built for this. Hey, Precious Jewel. But I just wanted to bring that to you because that's what they're saying. But like I said, I'm going to temper my reaction to that because I really want to see what the what some of these numbers look like a year from now. I really want to see what some of these numbers look like a year from now. In more news, your president has re-upped his call for Colorado, that's the state of Colorado, to free Tina Peters, a state election official who was convicted of multiple felonies after breaching voting equipment in 2020. Warning, your president has warned Colorado that he would, quote, take harsh measures, end of quote, if she is not released. He posted on Truth Social, quote, free Tina Peters, a brave and innocent patriot who has been tortured by crooked Colorado politicians, including the big mail-in ballot supporting the governor of the state. Let Tina Peters out of jail right now. She did nothing wrong except catching the Democrats cheat in the election. She is an old woman and very sick. If she is not released, I am going to take harsh measures. End of quote. Again, the woman was convicted of multiple felonies after breaching voting equipment in the 2020 election. Now, she's a former Mesa County clerk. She was found guilty by a jury last year on 7 counts, including 4 felonies, for helping to facilitate access to the county's voting equipment in search of voter fraud that she and her allies were unable to prove following the 2020 election. Now, she was eventually sentenced to 9 years behind bars. And your president, who called the woman old, even though the woman is a whole, 10 years younger than he is. But he's calling her old, but he's not old, I guess. Anyway. But in May, this past May, Trump directed the Justice Department to take action to secure her release. That ain't how that works, sir. She was convicted on state charges. The Justice Department can't do a fuck thing about that. But because she broke the law and had nefarious people go in there to check voting machines that had no business in there checking voting machines because she alleged there was some kind of fraud, right? Violated the law of the great state of Colorado. You seem to believe that your Justice Department can help with that. And he says he's going to take measures. I don't know what measures you're going to take. I don't know what the fuck you think is going to happen. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. In more news, I told y'all the dossier was packed today. I can't labor long on some of this stuff like I want to. The dossier is packed today. At least 600 employees at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are being laid off. The American Federation of Government Employees, which represents thousands of CDC staff, confirmed confirmed this to news outlets yesterday. The permanent termination notices went out this week. as first reported by the Washington Post. The layoffs come in the wake of this deadly shooting that just happened on August 8th. CDC employees who requested anonymity for fear of retaliation told news outlets that the layoffs have added to frustration within the agency. Now, more than 750 current and former Department of Health and Homeland Security staff members have signed a letter addressed to HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The letter accuses Kennedy of endangering both employees and the public by eliminating public health programs. It also criticizes him for, quote, repeatedly spreading inaccurate health information, end of quote. Kennedy has previously voiced skepticism about vaccines, as we know. Now, here's the irony. The AP reported that the layoffs involved about 100 people who were involved in violence prevention. This comes right after the violent August 8th attack that killed a police officer down in Atlanta at the CDC headquarters. Some critics have questioned the timing of the decision. According to a blog post, one author of that blog post said, quote, the irony is devastating. The very experts trained to understand, interrupt, and prevent this kind of violence were among those whose jobs were eliminated. End of quote. Now, they're saying that the layoffs impact employees involved in equal employment opportunity and freedom of information. Notice equal employment opportunity, because those are the people who investigate anytime someone is disenfranchised at the workplace, at health workplaces, I should say, as workplaces in the healthcare industry. Here we are. They don't give a shit about us. Here the fuck we are. This is happening. In more news, because this just, dear God, dear Lord, because this just keeps getting better and better. A Leesville man, this is in Louisiana, agreed to be physically and chemically castrated as part of a plea deal. The man you see there is Thomas Allen McCartney. He is 37. He pleaded guilty Tuesday to attempted first-degree rape of a child under the age of 13. As part of the plea deal, he also agreed to serve 40 years in state prison. When McCartney was arrested in 2023, authorities said he had been caught sexually abusing a 7-year-old girl. He was already a tier 3 sex offender in Louisiana. Having been convicted of attempted aggravated rape in 2011, he was arrested on one count of felony carnal knowledge of a juvenile in 2006 and on 2 counts of aggravated rape of a 12-year-old in 2010. But he's agreed to allow himself to be chemically castrated. Now, we read the story last year about Louisiana, doing this. Chemical castration involves using medication to reduce testosterone levels and impact libido, primarily used as a treatment for sex offenders. It is not a permanent procedure and does not involve surgical removal of the testicles. That's what chemical castration is, in case you wanted to know. However, he not only agreed to the chemical castration, he's agreed to physical castration. Here we are. Well, no, El Cid, he not only agreed to the chemical. I wanted to read what chemical was because that's what the lawsuit said. I'm sorry, that's the law that was passed in Louisiana. The law that passed in Louisiana was for chemical castration. He has agreed not only to chemical castration, but to physical castration. Here we are in more sugar spiky news. Dear God above. How many more sugar spiky? Oh, we almost done. Praise you, sweet 7-pound, 3-ounce baby Jesus. So I reported yesterday on about the story of Ron DeSantis and the Florida Department of Transportation going to Delray Beach and Key West and saying that they would physically remove the rainbow crosswalks from those cities. Well, just last night before dawn, in the cloak of darkness, the Florida Department of Transportation sent crews to Orlando, down to the Orlando Pulse nightclub memorial, and which looked like what you see there on the picture with the rainbow crosswalk. They went and painted over it black. Did remove the painting. Did. Mm-hmm. It has been there since 2017. And it's there as a part of the Pulse nightclub shooting memorial. Of course, the gays in Orlando woke up this morning and saw this and lost their goddamn mind. One of the Florida state representatives took to his social media and spoke out about it. Here's the video.
Hey everyone, this is State Senator Carlos Guillermo Smith. By now you've probably already heard that the DeSantis administration and the Florida Department of Transportation sent secret workers here in the middle of the night to remove the rainbow crosswalk that is painted outside of the Pulse nightclub memorial. They did this in the middle of the night because they were scared of the resistance, because they know what they did was wrong. But if the state ends up getting the final say here, we will not be erased. There will be a rainbow mural nearby that is even bigger, queerer, and more colorful than they ever imagined. Be sure to show your rainbow.
And they mean that. Now, the people were baby, they went out there today and had colored chalk and said, oh, we're here, we're about this life. They took colored chalk and said we would not be erased. And they redid a whole new mural with colored chalk and said we'll be out here every day if we need to. Because what you're not going to do is erase us. That's what the people said. The people said we're here for it. Here for all of it. Said what you're not going to do, Governor Death Sentence, is think that we will be erased in silence. Here for all of it, and expect there to be a bigger and queerer rainbow mural than what was there before. I'm here for all parts of it. I'm here for all of it. Mm-hmm. Here for it. So, listen. The people said we're not going to be silenced. Governor Death Sentence, you will not win. I am here for all parts of this. All parts of it. You know, the Rainbow Coalition compound is listen, y'all could call the Rainbow Coalition compound sissies and punks and all of this. One thing the girls will do down to the Rainbow Coalition compound is fight. They will fight physically. They will fight legally. They will fight morally. The one thing the girls will always do down to the Rainbow Coalition compound is get out in them streets and windmill and fight. Will, Sure will. All of it. Ain't never scared and ain't never backing down. That's what's so dangerous, so Jeff. Post nightclub, it's such a it's such it's one of those lynch mark events within the Rainbow Coalition compound, within the LGBTQ plus community, that we could not forget. These were by and large Black and brown gay people. Post nightclub, I've been to Post nightclub before it closed. Post nightclub had mainly a Black, Hispanic, Latinx crowd. Some white gays, but it had mainly a Black and Latin gay crowd there. And these people were murdered in cold blood. And these people, these politicians don't give a damn. They could give a fuck about people being murdered. As a matter of fact, let some of them tell it. The guy did them a favor, because they'd love to see all of us wiped off the map, wiped off the face of the earth. They don't give a shit. But the people said they will not be silenced. Will not. Hey, lovely True Red. It's not gonna. These people are vile. The fact that you would go and cover this up right there. Now, I hate that I always say things before they happen. Was I not just here yesterday saying, because we called out Orlando, Miami Beach, and Fort Lauderdale, right? And I said they're going to do it to Delray and Key West first, and next they'll be going for Orlando, Miami Beach, and Fort Lauderdale. Did I not just say that yesterday? They ain't waste no time. Didn't. We'll monitor the situation. But these people say, yeah, we will not be silenced. In our last sugar spiky story, thank you, sweet 7-pound, 3-ounce baby, Jesus. The Trump administration's Justice Department has taken another aggressive step in targeting transgender people's access to health care, issuing more than 20 broad subpoenas that demand hospitals and clinics hand over the private records of patients under 19. Advocates and legal experts say the move is an unprecedented abuse of government power, and one that threatens both medical privacy and access to life-saving care. According to the Washington Post, one subpoena sent to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in June ordered staff to turn over virtually every kind of record connected to gender-affirming treatment: billing documents, doctor's notes, voicemails, encrypted text messages, and even the birth dates, social security numbers, and home addresses of patients going all the way back to 2020. Attorney General Skank Bondi announced the subpoenas last month, accusing medical professionals of, quote, mutilating children in the service of a warped ideology, end of quote. Every major U.S. medical association, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association, and the Endocrine Society, supports gender-affirming care for transgender adults and minors, stressing that it is evidence-based for many young people and life-saving. According to the Washington Post, 7 people familiar with the subpoena said they targeted providers in both states where care remains legal and states where bans have been enacted. The subpoenas build on months of escalating federal action. In April, Skank Bondi issued a Justice Department memo directing prosecutors to investigate providers under fraud statutes and even the federal ban on female genital mutilation. The directive implemented Trump's executive order protecting children from chemical and surgical mutilation, parts of which have already been blocked by federal courts. A coalition of 17 states in the District of Columbia have gone to court to stop the administration in a lawsuit filed on August 1st. Democratic attorneys general argued that Trump and Skank Bondi are unlawfully intimidating providers into halting lawful care in their states and trampling state authority to regulate medicine. This is getting bad, y'all. What happened to HIPAA? I'm just going to ask that. Let me say again what they are telling these providers that they have to give up: billing documents, doctor's notes, voicemails, encrypted text messages, and even birth dates, social security numbers, and home addresses of patients going back all the way to 2020, even in states where gender affirming care is illegal. And every medical institution in this country say that gender affirming care is not only medically sound, but life. They're saying that it's not just medically sound and evidence based, but life saving for both adults and minors. Here we are. Well, the lawsuits have already been filed, but they don't give a damn about lawsuits. They've already told you they could give a damn about the judiciary. They could give a damn about the judiciary. This is something else. Once again, no word on this from Legacy Media. This is one of the most unprecedented violations of HIPAA that I have seen in my lifetime. Not a word from Legacy and mainstream media about this and how it affects the lives of Americans across the country. As we dip our toe out of the sugar spike segment and into the dossier, deeper into the dossier, I should say, we start off with some some sad news, I should say. Dr. Vivian Ayers Allen, mother of Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen, has passed away at the age of 102. As you know, she's the matriarch of that family. And I can only imagine, the grief that may be surrounding Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen at this time. But their mother, Dr. Vivian Ayers Allen, has gone on to be with the Lord. She has gone on to the ancestral planes, to be with the ancestors. A life long lived at 102. A life long lived. We are certainly keeping our thoughts and prayers with the family, friends, and loved ones of her. She could sleep in peace. Job well done. Get her wings and rest easy in the bosom of the man upstairs. Dr. Vivian Ayers Allen dead at the age of 102. The big pop culture story of the day, the biggest pop culture story of the day, I guess, would be Lil Nas X. Here's the video.
Nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La, la, la. Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes. Yes. Ha, 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 pow. Yes. Ha. Yes, get my good side. Ha, ha, ha. Every side. Ha. Yes. Ha. Boom, cat, tow. Ha. Ha. Pow. Ooh. Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Bow. Bang. Bow. Woo. Bow. Batty boy, won't you give it to me, baby? Batty boy, won't you give it to me, baby? That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem? Break it down, break it down, break it down.
What do y'all want from me? 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 Now, the people immediately said that this was, some type of publicity stunt. This was at 4 a.m. On Ventura Boulevard, down to the LA. Now, at one point, they didn't have it in that clip, but she had a traffic cone on her head and stuff. Now, they're saying that he was being held in the hospital for possible overdose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, they said that it was reported to the police. The police were called. He was handcuffed. They subdued him and put him in handcuffs. Officers told paramedics that they believed that it might have been a possible overdose, and he was transported to the hospital. They said that he charged at the police. That's why they said they thought it was an overdose. Here you are, damn near butt ass naked. You walking down the middle of Ventura. Now I'm sure Janae and Sharice and Terrence can tell me. They tell me that Ventura is a real big is one of the main thoroughfares down to the LA. I don't live there, so I don't know, but they say that's one of the main streets. And you over there listen, the main streets I know, I don't care if it is 4 a.m, baby. It's a lot of traffic on those streets. You can't just be walking down. That's like saying, oh, I'm just gonna be casually walking down Biscayne Boulevard in Miami at 4 a.m. Baby, try it if you want to, see if you don't get run down. But that was my question, Volvo. Like, if this is a main thoroughfare, baby, shouldn't it be some cars or something? I don't know. I don't live there. I don't know. But they said when the police was called, he charged and lunged at the police. And so that, along with the fact that you damn near naked, they just knew you was maybe high on something. Now they're saying he could face charges. Now at last check, I had not seen or heard that he had exited the hospital. Now I'm sure they'll be down to I'm sure everybody in their mammy down to the hospital. Hold on, here's the update. I'm sorry, excuse me. There is an update. According to TMZ, he was booked earlier today for battery on a police officer. They said that he ended up actually tussling with the officers. They say this is a misdemeanor offense. And he's at a Van Nuys jail just outside of Los Angeles. He's currently being held without bail. Now, law enforcement sources say he eventually stripped butt naked. He eventually took his drawers off. Can we get the video? I'd like to see the video. Can we get the video? And lunged at the police. Now, I told y'all about the lunging at the police part. They say he took the drawers off and was butt-ass naked and lunged at the police. TMZ is reporting witnesses called the police, and he was rushed to the hospital after it was reported he suffered a possible drug overdose, and we talked about that just earlier. Now, where are these witnesses' videos? Witnesses. I'm not trying to, benefit off of the man's, demise. We'll get to his mental health and well-being in just a second. Give me a second to talk about his mental stability and drugs and all of that stuff. We'll get there in just a second. However, all of those witnesses, come here. Can we get the video? You don't got to give it to TMZ. Just put the video down to the Twitter. Just put the video. Put it on Twitter. That's all we need, okay? Just put the video on Twitter. That's all we need. So we ain't asking for too much. We not asking. We don't ask for much. We don't ask for much. But if y'all taped all of this, somebody called the police. Nobody got the video of when he was actually arrested, when he took the drawers off and got butt boongy ass naked. We just want to see the video. I'm just saying. Anyway, but here's what I'm supposed to say. We are so concerned, Lil Nas X, for your mental state and well-being. Now, we know that the entertainment industry is a vicious, cruel world. Staying on top in the entertainment industry is hard. And I'm sure you may be having pressures and stuff from record companies and contracts that you may have signed. People are wondering why your albums and your singles ain't selling what it used to be and stuff. And I'm sure that they over there beating your dough down like, bruh, you got to churn out some hits. We need some streaming numbers. We need to, you signed these contracts. You signed these contracts. You need to get out there and make some money for us. I'm sure you have a lavish lifestyle that you're trying to uphold and live and make sure that you could continue to pay to have the boys crack your back and you crack their back and all of that stuff. So I know the pressure is real. The pressure is really real. But you need to have somebody around you. You need to have listen. Y'all, whoever is in this man's circle, somebody has to be able to talk some sense into him and take the drugs away. If you have a circle and nobody in your circle can check you, then you need to pick another circle. You should never have a circle of friends that not one person in that circle can check you. Then you need a new circle, because sometimes you just need to be checked. Whether or not this was for publicity, whether or not he actually was strung out on some illicit drug or whatever the situation is, you've been arrested at this point, sir. And it's time for an intervention. It's time for you to get some help. It's time for you to leave. Well, there's that too. I ain't gonna just put it on the white gays, because the black gays love to do Tina too. I ain't just gonna put it on the white gays. Them girls love to do some Tina too. They do. Yep. I'm just saying. So, tidy whities is a whole cute look if you wear it right. If you wear the tidy whities right, it could be a cute look. And on a Lil Nas X with that nice chocolatey good skin with his melanin popping, worn correctly, it's a cute look. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. It could be, the look could be sickening now. I'm just gonna be honest. On a Lil Nas X, oh yeah. Hey, the Dare Show Project. Listen. Nah, it could work with a nice top. If you got a nice something going on in them tidy whities, oh, it could work. It certainly can work. But he might have been in his bottom phase. They say he's real verse. They say Mama is a good verse. You know, they say Mama with that t-shirt that says clean water, good dick, hashtag verse life. I want to buy one of those shirts. Did you ever see the t-shirt that says clean water, good dick, hashtag verse life on the shirt? They say, you know, that shirt applies to him. Some people trying to figure out what the clean water part means. Those of us who know, we know what clean or clear water means. But I need somebody over there to have a conversation with them because it's getting out of hand. And this thing, I almost say could fall off the rails, but it looks like it's already falling off the rails. It looks like this is already falling off the rails. And somebody over there in his corner needs to have a conversation with him. Hey, D, I didn't see you come up in here. But yeah, listen. Look at this one. Look at this one. But it was open. I do not want to, especially as a gay Black man in the entertainment industry, at some of the highest levels of the entertainment industry. We don't we do not want one of ours to go out bad like this. That's just nothing that none of us want to see. If you sent me a message, I didn't get it. When did you send it? I didn't get it. You sent it today? If you sent it today, I didn't get it. But yeah, this is one of ours. Say what you want. I have it. Well, let me see. Hold on. Oh, you must have sent it while I was live or just before I went live. I see it now. I just haven't checked I didn't check my messages before I came on here. But say what you want, like him or don't like him. He's a member of the Black Wing of the G Corridor down to the Rainbow Coalition compound. And we gotta look out for our own. Okay. The girls gonna have some slick shit to say because that comes with the territory. But at the end of the day, this is one of ours, one of our own, and we have to embrace and support our own. And if we see that they need help, somebody needs to go and wrap their hands around him, give him some love, give him the support, and get him, some help. If that help is the drug, because of substance abuse, get him that help. If that help is in the form of some mental health help that he may need, get him that help or whatever help he needs. But at the point where we're doing things like this, and even if it's a stunt, but if that stunt lands you in jail, has you attacking naked, have you naked on Ventura Boulevard attacking the police, you need help. In most record companies, they don't have A&R teams like they used to. Back in the day, they had A&R teams. They may not have been everything they should be, but they did have A&R teams. They had handlers. They had people where if they saw you falling off the rails, they had people that were in mental health that could go and help you. They had teams of people that could snatch you up and say, hey, have a seat. Go talk to these people. This ain't it. They had handlers and all types of people to help out. A lot of these artists nowadays don't have that because they basically eliminated A&R teams down to the record labels. So now they're off on their own trying to get it how they live. And you got people that came from nothing that was plunged into the world of entertainment at the highest levels and was never fully instructed on how to deal with that. And you have no team around this person to help them navigate all of that. And while it may have been okay in the beginning, inevitably, the shit gonna come out. The shit's gonna rise to the top. And then there's that. You fire your whole team. You out here because you feel like they're not helping you, and because your fame may not be what it is. But there's a lot of factors to that, and you play a part in that too. But you fire all of these people. You out here and can't nobody check you. Can't nobody talk to you and tell you nothing. And now we're here. Now we're here. Now we're certainly we're gonna lift you up and hold you up in prayer. We hope, like I said, I certainly hope and pray that someone can go and talk to you or snatch you up and talk some. And hopefully this is the moment. This is an eye-opening moment. Sometimes you got to go to jail and do a little bit, spend a little bit of time in there, so you could wake up into reality and say, "Shit, how the fuck did I get here?" And my grandmother used to say this to me all the time. She said, "Sometimes you got to sit in some shit. Sometimes you literally got to sit in it. You have to feel that pain, that agony. You have to feel what this bad experience looks like, feels like, and sit in it, because more often than not, if you sit in there and feel that, you may be able to come out of there and say, yeah, I don't want to experience that no more. And anytime you get close to going back down that road, you can remind yourself what it felt like when you were in that place before." But we're praying for you, sir. I don't know what to tell you, but still, anybody that witnessed this that has the video, we'll be waiting for it on Twitter. In other news, another person that's in the election for next year's international president of the International Federation of Fuckboys, or the IFFB. Yeah, he's in the election. Now, I don't think he has a shot in the election, because he don't really don't he don't have the notoriety that he used to have. A couple of years ago, he might have won the election, but I don't think he'll win. I think somebody else will win win the presidency for the IFFB. But he has his name in the election. His name is on the ballot. Anyway, that's his girlfriend who got murdered, right? She was murdered in cold blood. Details on her murder is unfolding. The Westchester County Police Department confirmed that she was found dead near in her car on the Cross County Parkway on August 17th. That was just this past Sunday. The police said in a statement, quote, the woman found deceased in her car on the Cross County Parkway on Sunday died as a result of gunshot wounds. The Westchester County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed today. Preliminary investigation determined that the woman was likely targeted for violence and her death was not a random act. The homicide remains under investigation by detectives from the General Investigations Unit. Assistance has been provided by other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies during the continuing investigation. Due to the ongoing investigation, additional details are not being disclosed at this time. End of quote. And that's the statement from the police. Now, I don't have no background details on this, but they said that she was murdered. They say she was well loved and well received in the New York area. So Jeff, is this y'all girl? I don't live in New York. I don't know. I don't know. But listen. They say somebody had it out for her. I mean, we're praying for her family, friends, and loved ones. I don't know how much I'm gonna pray for Tekashi 6ix9ine. I guess I will pray for you, Tekashi. I guess I don't want to rain on your parade while you might be grieving and stuff like that. But were they still together when she got murdered on Sunday? Everything I'm seeing says they were still together. I don't know. This is a senseless senseless violence and a senseless killing. This woman lost her life going too soon. Well, we'll be praying for the family, friends, and loved ones of her. Her name is let me get her name. Her name is Ariela Mahia Polanco. They say they called her La Langosta, but her name is Ariela Mahia Polanco. La Langosta. We're praying for her family, friends, and loved ones. Oh, he had just gifted her a G-Wagon? Oh. Well, we'll pray for you too, not Lil Nas X, God. Tekashi 6ix9ine. We'll pray for you too. Because we never want to wish any thing bad. Certainly not the loss of a loved one and things like that. As horrible and decrepit as you are, we're never going to wish death on nobody. So we're praying for you too, Tekashi. Jaylen Brown finds himself in the news. That's Jaylen Brown of my beloved Boston Celtics. Now, the man to his right with the bald head is his daddy. Yeah, that's your daddy. Y'all got the same shape head. Ooh, that's your daddy. So his daddy is former boxer Marcellus Brown. He was arrested for attempted murder after allegedly stabbing a youth football coach in a parking lot dispute. The Las Vegas, this over in Xavier area. Xavier, you know about this? This over in Xavier area. Both of his areas, Jaylen stay up in Boston where Xavier is from, and this happened down in Las Vegas where Xavier live now. You got any news on this, Xavier? He is cute now, Xavier. I ain't gonna even hold you, honey. I'd have met him in person, Xavier, and he is cute. Real crude. Anyway, Las Vegas Police Department is investigating a stabbing that went down at All American Park yesterday, stating 2 men were in a verbal altercation over a parking space when the suspect stabbed the victim multiple times in the stomach. According to the arrest report, the alleged victim's girlfriends actually told police it was over Brown's hitting their vehicle with the door of his Lincoln Navigator as he got out of the passenger side. The woman stated that the coach, identified as Cross Tupuola, then got out of his car to check out the damage, but Marcellus Brown brushed it off and said it was simply a bump before calling him a, quote, bitch ass, end of quote, and starting to walk away. After a back and forth, the woman claims the two agreed to duke it out. But when Tupuolo's back was turned, Marcellus Brown pulled out an object from his right side and swung his arm in a stabbing motion, striking the coach in his back. The woman stated that Marcellus Brown, who's 7 feet tall and 300 pounds, oh, that's why Jaylen's so tall, because you 7 feet tall. That's why Jaylen's so tall. Used his left hand to grab Coach Tupuola's right shoulder and stabbed him several times in the abdomen. She says the coach initially tried to fight back, but before attempting to run away, and Brown chased after him. Eventually, the woman said Tupuola, who's only 5'9", 160 pounds, got in the car and drove off to call 911. According to the report, he suffered, quote, stab wounds in the upper right chest, clavicle area, a defensive wound on his left hand that penetrated his tendons, a slice wound that necessitated a partial gastrectomy to remove part of his digestive system, eviscerated bowels, and a broken right rib that may require surgery to repair. He is in critical condition and in ICU. Now, they say when police caught up with Marcellus Brown, they observed abrasions on his knees and his face was bleeding. And that he spontaneously stated that the ordeal was sparked over the door hitting the other man's car. This is bad. They said there were several witnesses that saw all of this. Now, Brown tried to say he acted in self-defense, but the victim, the witnesses say, yeah, they saw it all. He didn't act in self-defense. First of all, why y'all grown-ass men talk about let's fight it out? Y'all grown. Listen, I'm too old to be out here talking about I'm fighting it out. Baby, I'm not fighting. I'm not. I ain't fighting. No, we're not fighting. We're not. I'm too old for that. First of all, Coach Tupuola, if the man is 7 feet tall and 300 pounds, and you are 5'9", 160 pounds, that's a good height weight combo. I wonder what you look like, Coach. Anyway, but back to what I'm saying. I don't think it's a good idea, sir, for you to be trying to fight somebody that is 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, if you are 5'9", 160 pounds. Oh, I got a picture of Coach. Coach look kind of cute. Oh, no, that's not Coach. That's somebody else. Wait, is that him? Hold on. I don't know if that's him. I don't know. But who I'm seeing that came up, he looked kind of crude. Dude. He looked real crude. I don't think that's him. Because the guy they showed me, it might be, though. He looked like a rugby player or something. Oh. Let me show y'all who they showed me. I pulled up the Instagram of the man that they showed me. Hold on for a moment. Hold on. Let me show y'all him. This him. If that's him. Yeah, that's him, allegedly. Now, I don't know if that's him. But when I Googled his name, Cross Tupuolo, that's what came up. Now I could see him being somebody's coach or something. I can't see that. But sir, that man was 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. You was out of your weight class. I need to focus for me. Okay, focus. I just wanted to see what he looked like. Just wanted to see. What Xavier said. There's a reason people don't go to that park. Oh, that's on the wrong side of town, apparently. And that's according to Xavier. Thank you, Xavier. We got to move on. Oh, God, Jesus God, this woman. Let me hurry up and get out of here because I cannot with this woman. We got to get over to Really Be. She says she gonna try meeting at 7 o'clock. So we got 3.5 minutes to get over there. We gonna finish this real fast. Amber Rose is in the news. Do I? I don't have the energy for this one. I promise you, I do not have the energy. I do not have the energy. A bitch just can't. So remember yesterday the video I played where they talked about the white hippies that were outside when we saw Stephen Miller and JD Vance and Pete Hegseth toured DC to go visit the troops, National Guard troops. Well, she unloaded on white liberals that she says are behind the ongoing protests in DC. In her Instagram story, she says they don't actually care about black people's safety. She said, quote, white liberals don't care about black people. Most of the violent crimes in DC are in black neighborhoods. What about the mothers, aunties, grandmoms, and the children that want to feel safe walking outside? Why do they want the good people of DC living in violence? Racist much? End of quote. I cannot. There is really no hope for people like her. I don't have the energy. There's no hope for people like her. I don't have time to negotiate with this terrorist. She's a whole ass terrorist. I would not spend any more time on her. Ma'am, go to hell. In our last story of the day, thank you, 7 pound, 3 ounce, baby Jesus. I don't have the time for Amber Rose. I don't. Oh, Amber Rose is kind of bald head. You're right. Complex 613, which means we break out week. Since Amber is another woman that ain't got no hair, that gives us a chance to break out week. Hey, week. We were waiting for you, week. We were waiting for you to make an appearance, and here we are. That comes courtesy of Complex 613, who highlighted the fact that you share something in common with Amber Rose. Week. Thank you, week. That's our daily dose of week for today. Week. In our last story of the day. Not you said that's Amber's future. I'm not doing this with y'all. Boxing champion Devin Haney, who you see there, has filed a lawsuit against Lil Nas X, the mother of his infant daughter, accusing her of extortion, defamation, and emotional distress. The lawsuit, which was filed in Los Angeles, claims that Miss Saeed threatened to damage his reputation and restrict access to his child to gain more money. Ms. Saeed previously obtained a restraining order alleging abuse during her pregnancy. Her attorney denied any extortion, stating she seeks lawful child support. However, Devin Haney's lawyer said that the boxer, quote, will not be extorted, end of quote, and remains committed to defending his integrity inside and outside the ring. Sir, the woman said that you had to file a restraining order against you for allegedly abusing her while she was pregnant. Please don't look to us to feel no types of way sympathetic to you and your plight, sir. None at all. We don't feel no types of way sympathetic to you. Just saying. The woman said you beat her and allegedly abused her while she was pregnant. Talking about you will not be extorted. Sir, kiss our ass. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. We do not reserve space and time for abusers and assaulters, sir. We would not be bothered with your fuck shit, sir. Get away from us and go to hell. Listen, y'all. That's the dossier. Now, where's now? Watch this. Where's Harold? Y'all saw all that stuff Harold was talking earlier. Where's Harold? Is Harold still in the chat? Harold, Harold. Hey. Hey, y'all saw all that stuff he was talking about. I'm always gone. Is he still in the chat? Y'all see he do this all the time. You ain't even still here. Let me set up this redirect down to the really be. Anyway, y'all, but I will be back. I'm gonna be out of town. I will be back on Sunday. Okay. I will be back on Sunday. Well, not Sunday. I'll be back Monday. Sunday is a travel day for me. I'll be back on Monday. So we can do it all over again. Okay. We'll be back Monday. So we can do it all over. Is that really be going live? I think that was really be going live. Let me see. No, I don't see her live yet. I thought that was really B's live. Anyway, I'm gonna miss y'all. I hope y'all miss me. But I got to travel. I got 2 funerals to attend this week. I got one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So I have 2 funerals to attend this weekend. So I will be doing that, funeralizing some individuals this weekend. So pray for me and my friends as we do that. I will be back on Sunday. Monday. And I will do everything I can to bring y'all a manic Monday. Okay. A manic Monday on Monday to make up for silly Saturday. Harold's hair. He do have a whole harem. Cha. Thank y'all for the condolences. Yeah, we got a couple close deaths that we have to funeralize this weekend. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Certainly, we have been over here doing the Lord's work for several weeks without a break. But y'all knew eventually I was going to have to go back out of town. And so I'll do that. The next few weeks I'm out of town. So the next few weekends, I should say, I'm out of town. So, but I'll do everything I can to bring y'all a Manic Monday to make up for it. All right, I'm going to get y'all over to Really Be. Thank you so much, everybody, for your condolences and stuff like that. If you enjoyed yourself today, put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you enjoyed yourself. If you didn't enjoy yourself, I enjoyed you. Shoal enjoyed you. If you enjoyed me, I enjoyed you. But we'll be back on Monday. Back like we never left. Back like we never left. Okay. But yeah, we'll get out of here and we'll make it do what it do. We'll be back on Monday. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gonna get y'all over there to Really Be. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I'll see y'all later.